welcome. Here we are once again for another show of Soul to Soul. And I hope that so far you've enjoyed the people that I've brought to you. मैं बहुत तरह ਦੇ ਕਲਾਕਾਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਾਤਚੀਤ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਇੰਨੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਤੇ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕੁਝ ਮੈਂ ਸਿੱਖਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰੈਸ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਇਸ ਮੰਜ਼ਿਲ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਆ. So today I'm going to introduce you to an artist who's been singing for quite some time, but not only singing, he seems to be a master of many different talents, and who we're soul to soul with today is Bee2. Welcome Bee2 to Soul to Soul on Beatbox TV.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. It's absolutely wonderful and lovely day to come to you today.
Yes, of course, yeah.
And I'm so impressed with your studio.
Oh, thank you so much.
And so where I'd like to go with you is that I've been listening to some of your music lately.
Sure.
And what I've noticed, it's such an eclectic mix of so many different styles and so many genres that, you know, one time it's very, very traditional and it's Punjabi and it takes you back to Punjab. And yet another time I've heard it, it's very spiritual and takes you completely on a different level. And it's incorporating some reggae into there as well. So what have been your inspirations for your music?
I mean, I think for any producer, because we're actually producers and we're just not, I don't want to classify myself or categorize myself as a certain, like, I'm just a folk singer or I'm just a contemporary pop singer or things like that. I don't want to categorize myself, and I think to survive in this industry you need to sort of move with the times. So with trends and fads and fashion, you know, you need to
be ahead of the game.
Of course. So you know if there's traditional music, folk music that's very popular at that time, that's what we'll be producing. And if it goes to more modern R&B, hip hop sort of style, or even reggae style, then that's something that we would like to fuse. It's always going to be Punjabi music because that's what I do.
Right.
You know, I'm a Punjabi singer, so I don't sing in English or in any other language. So it has to be sort of still still Punjabi, but incorporating the English beats and incorporating other styles and fusions that are popular at the time.
Yeah, so you're not putting yourself into any box and saying this is what we do for style. So it's quite chameleon-like, really.
That's right.
Whatever's happening, you change colour.
That's right.
But the root is the same.
Because at the end of the day, if I wanted to present what I like, only what I like, then I'll be only making music for myself. Really, we've got to produce music for the audience, and it's for them. This is why we have to change our styles all the time, because it's what's in demand.
And it makes good business sense.
Yes, absolutely.
What you say actually reminds me of my mum. My mum used to, she's left us now, but she had a drapery store, and I'd go buying with her sometimes, as she was a teenager, and I'd say, "Oh, Mum, why have you chosen that awful fabric? And look at the colours, and look at the embroidery." And she'd say to me, "Beta, apni pasand nahi choose kari di hai ki, you have to cater for your market."
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's absolutely brilliant. But so your roots in Punjabi, were you born in India? Or were you born over here?
I'm born and raised here
in Britain. Okay.
I'm proper British and everything. So obviously when I was young, at the age of 15, I joined the Great Indian Dancers that were based in Southall. That's where I was born and raised at the time. And when I joined them, I've really sort of polished up my Punjabi with those guys. That was pure folk dance, and I was a singer for that group. So
and this was a Bhangra group.
This was a Bhangra group,
Okay.
So I had to get all my pronunciation right. So they've really helped me on my journey, to where I am now. So,
and are you fully bilingual now?
Yes, I am.
So when do you write your own songs as well?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
So where did you get the inspiration for the writing?
It's just what is going on, the current situation. I mean, I haven't written all my songs from the beginning.
Right.
First I started off writing my songs, but then I wasn't that great on writing, and I couldn't get the grasp of because at that time it was more traditional sort of style. And because obviously we're born and raised here, it does, we have a limited amount of vocabulary,
Absolutely.
right? So it was great, then I used to get songs from other writers, well-known writers.
Yeah.
But now in the last, I would say about 5-6 years, all the songs that have come out, they've all been my own.
Really?
So I just write my own songs, and now is the style of, more sort of what's happening today. So what with the technology, so you might be talking about an iPhone, you might be talking about Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat, and the traditional sort of writers, they don't really know how to incorporate that.
No.
So now we use a lot of English words in our writing as well, in our Punjabi songs.
And for all our Punjabi viewers, whether they're sitting in India or wherever in the world, everybody is so technology savvy.
Absolutely.
So, I was surprised, there are Punjabi songs written by people in Punjab, they're talking about WhatsApp te flani gal and all this. ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਅੱਗੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ 뮤직 ਉਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਲਿਖਣਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਹੈ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਜੀ ਉਹ ਮੇਰੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਸਰੋਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਸੁਣ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲੋਂ ਐਡਵਾਂਸ ਨੇ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਛੇਤੀ ਵੱਧ ਗਈ ਉੱਥੇ ਨਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਦੇਖੀ ਹੈ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਵੱਧਦੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕਦਮ ਹੀ ਆ ਗਈ mobile phones, internet, everything ਇੱਕਦਮ ਆ ਗਿਆ and ਸਾਰੇ ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖੀਏ ਬਜ਼ੁਰਗਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਤੱਕ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਕੋਲੇ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਮੋਬਾਈਲ ਫੋਨ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਹੁਣ ਵਿਊਜ਼ ਵੀ ਕਾਫੀ ਵੱਧਦੇ ਨੇ YouTube ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਹਜ਼ਾਰਾਂ ਲੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੋਕ ਦੇਖਦੇ
ਆ ਇਸੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੀਟਬਾਕਸ ਵਾਲਾ ਜੋ ਲੌਗਇਨ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਡਿਟੇਲਸ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਇੱਕਦਮ ਉਹ ਲੌਗਇਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਾਂ ਫੋਨ ਤੇ ਜਾਂ ਲੈਪਟਾਪ ਤੇ ਜਾਂ ਆਈਪੈਡ ਤੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਭਰ ਦੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਉੱਥੇ So I was just going to go back to one of your songs that really caught my attention when I was listening to some of your music, and it's the one called Yalla Yalla. And ਉਹ ਫਿਲਮ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਦੁਬਈ
ਸ਼ੂਟ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ
ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਸ਼ੂਟਿੰਗ ਇੰਨੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਉਹਦੀ ਲੱਗੀ ਇਟਸ really good, well produced.
Thank you so much.
Yalla Yalla ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ
ਹੈਗਾ ਵੀ ਛੇਤੀ ਕਰ
ਅੱਛਾ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਸ਼ੂਟ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੋਰੋਕੋ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਲਫ਼ਜ਼ ਮੈਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਵੀ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਯੱਲਾ ਯੱਲਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹ ਅਰਬੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਦੋਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਯੱਲਾ ਯੱਲਾ ਮੈਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਸੀ ਕਾਫੀ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਟੈਕਸੀ ਡਰਾਈਵਰ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਇਸ ਲਫ਼ਜ਼ ਦਾ ਇਸਤੇਮਾਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਸੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਮੋਰੋਕੋ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਮੁੱਛ ਤਲਵਾਰ ਵਾਲਾ ਗੀਤ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਸ਼ੂਟ ਕਰਨ ਗਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਮੋਰੋਕੋ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਵੀ ਇਹਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਯੱਲਾ ਯੱਲਾ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਫਿਰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਵੀ ਇਹਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਵੀ ਛੇਤੀ ਕਰ ਵੀ ਕੁਇਕਲੀ ਹਰੀ ਅਪ ਸੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬੜਾ ਵਧੀਆ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਜਿਸ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਉਹ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਵੀ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਿਊਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਵੇ
ਤੇ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਗਾਣਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਲਿਖਿਆ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਇਹ ਮੈਂ ਆਪ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਤੇ references ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਕਲਚਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਹੀਰ ਐਂਡ ਰਾਂਝਾ as mentioned there you know and but there was an interesting thing I found in there ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਡਿਪਿਕਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਫਿਲਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੜਕਾ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਸੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ ਨਾ and yet the girl she looks like she's not Punjabi
ਨਹੀਂ ਹਾਂਜੀ
so it's mixed culture relationship ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਦਿਖਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਹੈ ਨਾ what are your feelings about mixed culture relationships
ਵਧੀਆ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਇਹ ਐਂਡ ਅਸੀਂ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੀਡੀਓਜ਼ ਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮਤਲਬ ਨੌਨ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕੀਤਾ as actresses and as models. I've never sort of limited myself to just having only Punjabis and they're only because I have a lot of audience that do still listen just for the music. They don't understand the lyrics but they listen for the music and they appreciate these videos and they comment and write to us and say we really we don't know what it means but we really like the beat or we really like this so Absolutely. We want it to be always open and I've never actually thought even actually dwelled on that too much. I've never thought that should it be a Punjabi kudi, should it be a thing. I just want to find the person that fits the
right
part
person
that fits the role with me and can sort of have that communication with me and that chemistry at that time in that sort of
Absolutely. And when you plan to fit a video to the song that you've written, what's your planning process? How do you decide how you're going to film it?
Because we sort of I write my songs myself and then we make our music. Obviously me and my brother we both produce. So some songs he'll produce, some songs I'll produce, or we'll even produce together at some point. when I'm writing the song, I can see the video already, developing
Right.
from the beginning.
Yeah.
And sometimes I won't use a certain verse in there or a certain line in there because I know I won't be able to, portray that on video.
Right.
Or it'll be out of my budget. Or it'll be, I won't be able to get that location. So there's certain things that I might not introduce in the song
Okay.
just because of the video. So it's like, I got, on top of my head, for example, I might not have a resource of getting a Lamborghini
Right.
at that point in the country that I want to shoot in.
Yes.
So I won't use that word
won't
in there.
use
So
that
I'll
word.
say something else. I'll write something else that I know that I can get.
Yes.
So sometimes I have to change my lyrics to the videos as well.
Yeah.
And so I have a sort of rough idea, but obviously, like going back to your question, what the process is actually, sort of storyboarding the video. For music videos these days, it's not really that hard, as in that you don't need to make the story exactly to the song.
Right.
It should just fit.
Yeah.
So like we're using the example of Yella Yella, that the way the beat was and the way the Yella was and all that, I couldn't shoot that in a pen. I couldn't shoot it in London because I wouldn't get the right feel because I shot it in Dubai.
Yeah.
And with the weather, with the girl, the Arabic girl and everything, it sort of fitted.
Oh, that really makes sense now, actually, what you just said.
Yeah.
Because I was watching the bit and she's doing the Mars.
Yes.
And you've got this expression, like really impatient expression.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
it just clicked all of a sudden.
Yeah, so that's how we sort of so it was because obviously it was an Arabic word. We already had shot something in Morocco, so we didn't want to go back there to shoot.
Yes.
So we thought Dubai's, and we wanted to make it sort of one of those more of a sort of plushy, sort of high-end sort of video.
It was very much like that,
because
wasn't it?
we hadn't done something like that for a while, so we thought
You've got helicopter shots in there as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what sort of a budget does that take to film something like that?
Yeah, I mean it was like I don't know if the audience know, I don't know if we mentioned it in the interview so far, but we shoot our own videos and we make we edit our own videos.
Yeah.
So obviously we try to keep the budget low as possible because of the industry we're in. We don't get that much of a return off our music and our music videos. Our return is out of our shows.
Right.
So so it wasn't a big budget, it wasn't a big team, but everybody that was on our team was very technically clued on. So that's why we got the result that we got.
Yes. I mean, I thought I was just gobsmacked when I saw it. It's excellent quality.
Thank you so much.
Let's move to India, because one of the songs, it was Baba Kalam Road, I think.
Yes.
Very traditional, with Desi
Yep.
vibes. You did that one, and the way that was filmed, I thought it was
Yeah,
brilliant juxtaposition of traditional, and it was old world traditional.
Sure,
the girls are wearing gagre, and they've got the mitti di matkiyan and kade and this sort of thing. And yet, in the background was somebody with a turntable.
Yeah. Baba Vekalam Road, that is, it was an old song by Jigmohan Kaur and Kadeep. It's a song that we grew up listening to. It used to be always playing, and someone had it in their car or something like that, as we were growing up of it. I was a big fan of that song. And it was just, it was a great sort of time at that time when there was a lot of, because we done Rana Botal Vargi, which also was a old song as well, and that really done well for us. And then just because we sort of revamped an old song, obviously got it re-sung and redone the music and everything like that, it worked for us. And that was the second sort of project that we did at that time. It's quite a while ago now. The Baba Vekalam Road, and again that was that revived it again in India. And the audience that obviously we're targeting at the moment, they never had heard of these songs.
Right.
So it's just because the funny thing is, because we're born and raised in the UK, we have a connection to music. Obviously anybody, I'm sure yourself as well. Sometimes we have more knowledge than the people even there.
Absolutely.
So the youth that we're targeting, the people that are our age, they haven't heard of those songs, and we've heard of those songs.
Absolutely.
So they said, and they actually, when I talked to them, I said, how come you have not heard of Jagmohan Kaur and Kadeep and Kuldeep Manak? They said, we at that time we were listening to Manjit Singh.
Yes.
And these are kids that are my age that were born and raised in Punjab.
Yeah, but do you see, the grass is always greener.
It's always greener on the other side.
Because what they're missing, they want what we have.
Absolutely. And we're trying to hold on to something that we haven't seen or grown up in.
That's right.
And they are trying to grab onto something that they haven't seen and grown up with.
Do you think that's why you decided to do sort of very traditional dress and sort of take the song back to its historical roots?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And at that time when we did that, we were talking about nearly 10 years ago, that song, when we did that song. And at that time, the fashion was, and the trend was to shoot videos in India.
Right.
And UK artists going and dressing up in the traditional dress. And I was very familiar with that style, with that culture, because I was like I said, since I was 15, 16, I was with the great Indian dancers.
Yes.
So I was very familiar with the jadre and kurti, and I understood it.
Yeah.
So it came very natural to me.
Yeah.
And even the people that I worked with in India, the team, and they said, oh, how do you, because I tied my own turban, I put my own tamba or jadra on, and I dressed myself, and they said, how do you know how to tie up your jadra and put your pag on it? How do you know to, I said, but I've been doing this for like good 10 years at that time, since I was 15. So
it just came naturally.
Yeah, it came naturally, because we really wanted to learn about that, how to tie a turban, how to to put a jadra on, how to gown ourselves up in that sort of way.
Yeah.
So,
well, that song, I remember as a child hearing Gaydeep singing, what are the words?
Baba Ve Kalamaro.
If I asked you to sing a couple of lines,
Yeah,
would that
sure.
be one that you could do
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
the audience? I'm sure they would love to hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah?
O Baba Ve Kalamaro नींद किए लाने जोर बाबा मारना दाबा नहीं तो हो जू खून खराबा तू कहना घेर गड्डी दा तू कहना घेर गड्डी दा अड़ गया नहीं तक्का लाउंदी नू सा हाय हाय चढ़ गया वे लाने जोर.
Oh,
Yeah.
you've got such a powerful voice.
Oh, thank you.
Amazing. And your the cadence is absolutely perfect Punjabi.
Oh yes, thank
It's
you. Thank you so much.
brilliant.
Thank you so much.
So you've done justice to that song.
Oh yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. So just moving on to some different types of songs that you've done. What's the most unusual that you've sung that you thought, will my Punjabi speaking audience like this song?
Wow. I'm not sure. You've actually put me on the spot there. I've never really done a song.
That was a bit risky. You thought,
Risky. Oh God, I don't, because I'm pretty sure of every song when I'm sort of going to put. I mean, yes, we do sort of loads of songs. We produce loads of songs and we sort of write loads of songs, but we don't put them all out.
No.
And any song that we've actually going to launch and we're going to put out, we're pretty sure that this is the audience will like it. But it's like the majority audience is going to like it. Obviously, there's going to be people that don't like it, and we're not there to please everyone.
No.
Because there's a lot of singers and people like a lot of different styles, a lot of different voices, and we appreciate that. And we always, everyone gets positive and negative feedback, so we appreciate both sides. But there's nothing that we have sort of put out there and thought, oh, maybe we shouldn't have put that out there, or we wasn't very sure, and it has worked. So it's.
Well, to tell you one I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And it was the one that was called Bapu Ve Adhunia.
Bapu Ve. Again, yes, another.
I really enjoyed it because it's a traditional song.
It's a traditional song, and we shot that in a very 19.
Sort of 60s, 70s style, wasn't it? So how old is the song actually?
That song actually is even older than Baba Ve Kalamaro.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's an actual traditional, like a bulli.
Right.
It's like a folklore song.
Okay.
This is what ladies used to sing in like weddings and.
I'm learning so much.
Yeah. So, but a lot of artists did sing that song as well. I'm not quite, sure which artist sung it, recorded it, but I know that it was around before they even recorded it. So it's one of those, bulli type, lady sangeet type of song.
Right. But how you did it, put the setting in the 60s, 70s.
Yes. So we rewrote the song as well. So we just used the hook line.
Okay.
So we used the hook line. So we used the bass of that song, and then all the other verses we rewrote to fit our movie that we were making.
Yeah.
And like we said, we based it on 1960s, and there's a lot of people that can remember that era. That's what we grew up looking at. Wallpapers like that, houses like that. That's in our neighborhood.
Like that.
And in our neighborhoods, that's what houses used to look like.
Yes.
So it was something that always want to put something of my culture, because obviously Because sometimes my Punjabi is very, I'm sort of trying to pronounce and, I mean, I can't read and write Punjabi,
Right.
but I only can speak it.
I'll teach you.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I was trying to, and sort of people, sometimes think, I was born in India, and, because I've sort of, the way I've sort of
Sounds very Tate.
Yes, yeah. But obviously, if you're gonna speak, I mean, if you're gonna sing in Punjabi,
Yes.
you gotta
Sound
learn
authentic.
your art. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta learn, how to pronounce the words, how to spin the words of it.
Yeah.
But I always want to show what I'm all about, and that's what
Yes.
that 1960s, that's what I grew up watching,
Right.
seeing. So I want to introduce that into the
It
into
was
that.
absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed that. What I'd like to maybe finish off with was again, when I started our interview and I said you're such an eclectic mix of different styles and genres, and what really got me was the song that's called La Bhangra.
Oh yes.
It's with your album Too Sick and
Yes,
Twisted.
yes, Sick and Twisted, yeah. Too Sick and Twisted.
What's the significance of that name?
It was just a funky name. Sick and Twisted was the first album, done really well.
Right.
Mine and Taji's album. We had a lot of other artists on there as well.
Yeah.
And then we did Too Sick and Twisted, which was that La Bhangra song, which was a fusion.
Mexican,
yes,
Spanish,
that's right. Yeah,
sombreros and
the way that came about is we had a tour in Mexico.
right.
And that's how that song came about. So what happened was that we had a tour in Mexico, and we wanted to have a song that we could perform. It was with a live band, and we wanted to have a song that we could perform that could relate to them, but we could sing in Punjabi, and at the same time.
Yeah, because it's such a familiar rhythm.
Absolutely,
to it.
yes.
Anybody can tap.
And everyone knows what. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a hit. When we done it on tour, we had it was a world music festival.
Right.
So there was a lot of, we were representing India.
Okay.
Right, but we were obviously from the UK, but we were representing Indian Punjabi music,
Tea.
and there was all other countries representing different, for their music, their folk music from their country, and we introduced the song. It done really well, and then when we came back, we had an interview with Brit Asia TV, and they asked us, if you could do a few live songs, and because that was ready anyway, so we performed that live with our band. They really liked it, and so then we ended up recording it and actually releasing it as an official song.
Yeah.
And at that time when we released it, there were so many weddings that people played that song and did routines to it. They used to send us videos of like the girls' side or the boys' side doing routines to that song. And even now, all the Zumba classes and all that, they always email us, oh, can we, for permission, and we said, yeah, please use it. It was great. Yeah.
It's very catchy. I just loved it.
Yeah, so it was good. It was a good. So we always like experimenting. I mean, like with that, with the Mexican sort of theme, and even now one of my latest songs that I just released with Times Music, Hola. Again, a Spanish theme. So a girl saying Hola, and there's a Spanish rapper in there as well. That he's done eight bars in there, rapping in pure Spanish. So that's
and that makes a lovely fusion.
Yeah.
Because there are familiar roots in Spanish culture.
Absolutely.
That sort of
any music can fuse. Any music can fuse. It's just that it's all about people accepting.
Yes.
I mean, when you go into the world music market, they will accept. A Spanish rapper singing with a Punjabi song, or a Punjabi song singing with a Filipino singer.
Yes.
And we've fused music like that. We've jammed like that with other musicians. Music has no boundaries.
No barriers.
It crosses. There's no language either. We're not talking. We just sit down. There was a time when we were in Mexico and that the swine flu hit at the same time. Right. Remember that time when that swine flu? That was the time we were there, and we were quarantined in the hotel.
Really?
Yeah. So 3 of our shows got cancelled. We only done 2. We were supposed to do 5, and 3 of them got cancelled because of that incident. And we were all sort of in the basement where they had all a buffet for the musicians, and there was a good 200 musicians. Really? And we started, one of our drummers, that was with us, a door player, we said, Alison, bring your door down. Let's just have a jam. Watch, let's just see what happens. So we started playing, and somebody else came with the saxophone, someone came with the violin. And it was so magical.
Yeah.
And even now, the musicians, they said, that was one of the most memorable times we've ever had. It was, and in about within about an hour, there must have been about 70 musicians playing all together, and everybody had so much respect for each other.
Yeah.
So they would they would somebody would come in and they would go back out.
Did you
and
film all this?
The thing was we never filmed it. We never even had our mobile phones with us or anything at that time. Yeah. So everyone sort of came in and there were some news crews, local news crews that came in to film it.
Right.
And because obviously the organiser phoned them and said this is something that's happening, it's very magical. But we never ever saw the footage of that. But it was something amazing that happened. Yeah. So.
Oh, do you know? I wish I'd have been there.
It was really, really good. I mean, we've never experienced anything like that. I've been in a lot of music festivals, a lot of world dance festivals with the great dancers. We toured a lot with them as well since a young age, and I've met so many different musicians from different countries. But what happened there was really magical. It was a magical moment that I'll cherish.
And I can totally appreciate that. A few years ago I went to Jodhpur to the International Music Festival there. And there were musicians from Scotland, from Ireland, local ones from Rajasthan, Australia. There was this Australian drummer who was playing anything that he could drum on with a Nagara player from Rajasthan. And and when the music hits you there, it's the vibration of it. It doesn't matter who's playing
That's
it.
real music.
Yeah,
that's real
absolutely.
music.
Oh, I wish I'd been there.
But
I want to, towards the end of our interview, I want to take you back to, the Sufi stuff that you've been singing, and what really appealed to me. You did Allahu. Originally I've heard it. I don't know the history of the song, but I've heard Nusrat Fateh Ali Khanji singing that.
Absolutely.
And the way you did it, it's a style of its own.
Yes.
But how much of your own faith and spiritualism is that? Because music is very meditative.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So are you really quite a spiritual?
Yes, of course. I feel that if there's anyone, any musician, any true musician, any true what you call it, I'm not going to say singer because I'm talking about music.
Yeah.
You will be connected. You're very sensitive, especially when you're playing music and when you have to understand a frequency from example from C to C sharp. It's a fractions of frequency between that. When you have to make your ear so sensitive to understand music in that sense, you have to develop your inner self, and then you make yourself very sensitive to this. To the world, to the universe, to spirituality. You make yourself very sensitive to that. So I feel, and I've always seen through other musicians, they're very spiritual.
And
very great musicians.
Connected to something greater.
Absolutely. I mean, we only I've spent a lot of time with Manjit, and I've always I've seen a very spiritual song. I mean, everybody knows he's spiritual anyway, but he's very deeply spiritual.
Yes.
And it's all when you have to when you're in that creative mind frame, you are looking for something from there. You have to connect to something from there because I believe that we're just a vessel. Everything that we're producing, it's all coming from it's all channeled. So when you have to tap into that, then you have to make yourself very sensitive to those elements.
That's the beauty of music and the person who's making it.
Absolutely.
So if I could just make a huge request, if you would just sing me just a couple of lines from Allahu, that would just be the icing on the cake for me today.
Sure. Allahu dayavazayawe kullini fakir di vichon Allahu dayavazayawe kullini fakir di vichon Allahu That was so lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And what I want to say, it's been delightful to see you.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
And I'm sure all of the viewers, you will acknowledge with me that today's interview has been really special and an honour for me.
Oh, thank you.
And that's all we have time for with Bee2. If you'd like to say something to your viewers.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for having me on your show. And I hope to whoever you believe in, hope to God, whatever you want to believe in, that hope that you guys carry on listening to music and keep on supporting music and keep on supporting these channels that are bringing us to you. Otherwise, we wouldn't have no platform. So thank you to everyone involved, and thank you for all your listeners. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank
We
you.
look forward to seeing you very soon. Same place, same time. Goodbye till then. Bye-bye.